Hi boys! After a very inspirational Breakpoint experience, we decided to tell you about broken games that were fixed with patches. But then we decided that's also kinda lame, a bit lazy, and there's not much to hate actually. So, meet a bit of a different video about the games that could have been good, or maybe even awesome, if the developers gave a shit about them. Devil May Cry 3 PC version. Don't get me wrong, Devil May Cry 3 for PS2 is a masterpiece, with no arguments. It's considered to be the best in the series and the game that could humiliate you in a million ways way before Dark Souls. And also a game in which the controls on the PC were broken as fuck, way before Dark Souls came out. For such a super speedy game with non-stop action, jumping over enemies' faces and a dozen fighting styles, convenient controls are crucial, just in case someone decides to play it. And the PS2 version was pretty good in this case. But then came along the PC version. It was bearable if someone didn't confuse the sticks on the controller. What the fuck? How do you expect the PC Master Race to play this? How do you choose your slash direction and hit button at the same time with the same finger? And you know what? Nothing changed up from 2005 when the game was released. When this happened, everyone was like, hey, it's not a big deal, just give them some time, a couple of patches will be released and everything will be fine. Well, it's been 13 years, but hey, just give them some time. What's the rush, man? Stalker Clear Sky. Well, that's just a game with the Slavic soul, right? A guitar, some canned food, Soviet houses, funny stories near a fire, shitty fences, and Russian bad language. Actually, it's basically the same thing you see every day in Russia, but in a game. You can drink vodka and eat some crappy stale bread with some sausage. How cool is that? But the whole romantic life of a simple radioactive nomad thug was destroyed by bugs. Some of us tried to beat Clear Sky 4 or more times, and each time we were brutally stopped on some broken quests along the way. Like the one in the beginning when you need to clear the swamps. Your squad just doesn't want to move fucking anywhere in at least half the tries. What else? Well, there are corrupted save files, a lot of subquests that don't work, and the game crashes all the time. Almost everything from the list is still broken and wasn't fixed at all. Fuck it, you say? Well, I totally agree, but as a homegrown anthropologist of shitty games, I couldn't miss it out. Daggerfall. Well son, now it's time for some serious shit. Kneel before the All-Father Daggerfall, or as it was nicknamed, Buggerfall. Can you guess why? Daggerfall held the title of the most buggy game of all time for a very long time. No one knows why this happened. I guess it was some sort of mistake. Shit happens, but it's in the past. Don't judge. Bethesda now makes only polished and really great games, like Fallout 76, for example. It's curious that Daggerfall was one of the first games for which the patch actually took more disk space than the original game. At the time, this was really impressive. There were numerous sound problems, broken AI issues, you could fly around on your fucking horse, and you could also pickpocket rats. Tons of the quests were broken and unplayable. The bugs weren't fixed either by the developers or the gamers who tried to help, and some other things like chimneys in a house without a fireplace, it's not even a bug and wouldn't be fixed by patches. It's more of an artistic choice. Gothic III. A lot of salty tears were shed in 2006 because of Gothic. The third installment in this series tried to beat Oblivion and did its best to be the most epic, beautiful, huge and interesting RPG. In this battle with Bethesda, Piranha Bytes tripped on a curb and smashed its fucking face into the pavement. The fall was pretty unfortunate. The game was pretty empty, with an awful combat system, broken balance, and guess what? Tons of fucking bugs. The unofficial symbol of Gothic 3 was the undying killer boar, who killed off even high-level characters with the best armor. As UFC fighter Mark Hunt once said, your technique doesn't matter, one punch and it's over. I actually have no idea who the fuck this guy is and what he was talking about, but I'm guessing it was probably about the boars from Gothic 3. In the end, the developers didn't care about the patches, so fans had to take things into their own hands. I heard this game's even playable at the moment. Go try it out. Vampires the Masquerade, Bloodlines. The best vampire game ever, drank a lot of our blood. No matter how funny this sounds. Loadings between locations for 10 minutes, broken physics, patching and a bunch of other crap. But that's okay. As we know, Troika Games consisted of former Fallout developers. When you realise that, it becomes clear that okay, no problem, maybe half a year and it'll be playable. But it just wasn't meant to be. The game's sales were bad, this affected the studio, and the developers left. Which is pretty sad because other than these bugs and other issues, the game was pretty brilliant and became a cult classic later on. Actually, it was even fixed by a simple guy with the nickname of Vesp. He fixed the dialogue errors, improved the scripts and broken quests, and removed the bugs. This guy is great, and let's hope that the second game will be able to be a lot better. What's the whole point, you might ask? Well, the point is that Ubisoft delayed their upcoming games after the poor sales of Division 2 and the intolerably awful Breakpoint, and said that they will search for fresh ideas and fix the games that are currently in development. We should say on behalf of our channel that it's pretty simple. Their ideas aren't that bad actually, but the realization, yeah, let's just get rid of these fucking microtransactions, clear the base tasks and awful tons of bugs and broken shitty mechanics, and that would be really nice. Oh, and the last thing, let's try and not make the choppers fly like this. The rest is pretty good. Make your assassins and Far Cries, and don't be shy. Well, I guess that's it. We wish you yielding boars and horses that don't fly around all over the place. Give us your likes, subscriptions, comments if you agree or of course disagree, and we'll look forward to future videos. Meanwhile, you can watch our previous video on Breakpoint. Bye boys!